because the space metaverse here and this, and so I would love to hear from each one of the people up here, like who is doing it together. We grow faster and go faster, grow together faster.
I can answer that. Yeah. So I'm collaborating with a luxury high-end called Bike, and then have that sold through Origin unique or 10,000 NFTs and then 1,000 unique. I create beats, so the Bike has capabilities of playing music, and so that's one of the things of propositions that I proposed to them in Switzerland in front of all these financial people and entities. It was so amazing, and it's actually a dream of mine. And they love my sound, they love the music, and so there's so many different beautiful ways of collaboration and where this Web3 is going. It's unbelievable, it's beautiful, and so it's really empowering. And I was just quickly, I had people that wanted and did everything they could for my body, soul, and spirit. And I believe in mental wellness, love, kind, and saved me from death. And I was on probation against the state of Texas. Things I did not do. I'm here to prove my enemies wrong and to prove for those that are struggling, that don't know how to get out of the situation. I'm like the poster child of that, I don't know. That's all. Hallelujah. Okay.
Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, super cool. That's so powerful. And, collaborations are also very powerful.
Thank you. I can sing too right there, Bobo. Maybe after the show. That's sweet. You're so
You're
sweet.
good, man. I just think collaborations are a super powerful tool. I mean, whenever you're trying to reach an audience or grow a brand or, reach more people with what you're doing, collaborations are 100% the most powerful way to do that. Everyone has an audience, and when you can step in of all sales and marketing, and we're always looking for collaborations with brands and other opportunities, and I love to bring my network together, collections and specific pieces of work, and we can do things with other brands and activations as well. And so collaborations are a really powerful tool, and I think this is one of the most fun times, and to do things together so that you can just create a much ways and just a
lot of collabs, but just like how to do that. Some people are introverted, some people don't know maybe how to do that. So how is your approach when receiving someone who wants to do a collab, or you reaching out for a collab, something specific that could be a cool collab?
Yeah, absolutely. So you said it right there. It's like, if you reach out, you have to just reach out. Like, if you see someone that's doing dope shit and you're like, yo, that would be a vibe, just fucking hit them up. It's that simple, And just be like, yo, this is what value I have, and I want to share that with you. And is there any way that you see the value in that? And a lot of times, if you do indeed have a great product or a great offering and you provide value, people will see that and they will take advantage of it. I'll give you an example. Visions fashion shows, all over the world, like I said, and recently, we invited a guest artist to come to one of our shows, Cash Monet. She's herself. Her art is a really great company we always collect. And she wanted full-time working at the studio. They make amazing one-on-one pieces. She recently got picked up by Rick Ross to do a painting and to live paint at one of his events, and her brand is really growing and scaling, and that it was that collaboration. It was coming together with someone who could add something that she didn't have, that really leveled her up, and then she got to be a part of another collaboration, and now she's got her content with Rick Ross, and it's bringing so much more visibility to her brand simply by collaborating at his event. Being able to go there, create content, in this instance a portrait of him that he really loved, and so he put it on his Instagram. And it's these kind of things that allow you to grow your brand and allow you to get the visibility that you need, so that people who are interested, who do appreciate your work, can come and collect and come and purchase and come and support you.
Thank you.
That's super well said. And collaboration is so important, and I just want to go a little bit deeper, having a pure heart and really loving something. If I looked at your work and I'm like, that's freaking amazing, I would have this pull to really want to work with you, and you would recognize that. So when we do collaborations and stuff, it's a representation of anything with relationships, right? And often it's very similar. They say relationships in business and personal are the same. I work a lot in collaborations between different NFT projects, trying to bring people together. And if you just like see somebody that you're like, oh my god, you do this amazing I want to do business with you, right? That kind of thing. Like even meeting you right now, like and everybody on this in your DMs and getting to know you better. That's right. I will tell you.
Slide in.
I mean, look at the panel on right now. We've situation. Like we've gone to the next step. We've gone from get to know to get to like, and then you myself to a whole nother level where I'm just like super focused, have so much intent, and meeting these amazing people that my whole life is just like in this direction. It cannot be stopped. So when someone sees your brand or you doing that, whatever it is, you walk up to someone on stage and you're fist pounding them, you're just like, dude, I'm into this right now. Like you really freaking mean it. Like that's where it all starts, and that's why people need to be at conventions, they need to be going to your shows, they need to be involved because it's just so freaking amazing. Well, we're in a state with Web3 and technology where people tend to be disconnected at home, maybe just being on their computers. It's a chance to stand out and be showing the world like what is actually amazing. I mean, that's what it comes down to.
I'm vibing with all of you up here. I'm vibing with you. Hello, I'm vibing. It's good. You're so pretty. I'm so pretty. I need some lip gloss. My lips are dry. Sorry.
So, I started collaborating in the metaverse maybe 5 months ago, and it's during those collaborations that I realized the meaning of a DAO and really what Decentraland was about. It was through that experience that I did an installation for the summer fashion week. They gave me basically an entire property and carte blanche to do whatever I wanted. So I made a jewelry house where a tree house wearing jewelry. And the pool was a necklace, and the tree house had headphones, and people were dancing on all the levels. But it was that participation that made me realize that it's not about the creative process, it's about giving. And the more you get, and
as far as collaboration, it's a really beautiful topic, and one of the things that I've done since day one of coming into the space is collaborating, connecting, building community. I'm a part of the the first non-fungible organization called The Guild, and we are a multi-global group of artists, mostly one artists, and we've done collaborations for a few years now, and it's just an amazing process to connect with people from all over the planet on a simple theme or topic from each of the other artists. And so we have been consistently building and putting out collaborative pieces. We just did a drop called the Dream Museum. So as a collective, we are now and opening all types of other people where we had been mostly in so many different disciplines. So musicians, well, obviously virtual. It's a beautiful process to do, and that's one of the things that
is how can I take it? So I'm like, okay, I played around in podcasting and like all these different things. So I can leave for I will be showcasing tomorrow, which is very exciting. And so 50 millimeter collective. And so moving forward, not only did I have them come be a part of NFT OC Fashion Week forward, not only but then I'm giving them like, really getting it on the block, and then also be doing. And that's exciting for me. It's that exciting feeling. So to spearhead from love and do things and show up with good energies and stuff, but a lot of times we don't have that ability to say, here is my value. Because a lot of people have been diminished of their self-worth, or there's a difference between confidence, there's a difference between overacting and behavioral patterns, thinking but then not having the self-esteem to say, hey, I really like your vibe, it'd be really cool to collab. Not everyone has those communicative skills, so it's important that we discuss and share how open we are to invite people in, that hey, even if we get shut down, maybe it's not personal, it's just maybe not right now. Maybe like there's gonna be something cool we can do together, but like it's just not the moment. But it doesn't mean a seed wasn't planted. We sowed something, we heard something, and I may call you, or you may call me and say, hey, I have this idea, or hey, you're doing this show. Can we like add that in there or something in the metaverse? Like we could just like be open and listen and like care, like hear each other. Like maybe you're not saying something because you're scared, because you're being, really important from what I've seen being in the space and working with artists, because like I'm a business person, a creative, a boss, but I'm also very, I'm an artist, I'm very sensitive, and we're resilient beings, but we're very sensitive, so it's important to, to befriend one another and lean into those kind of things as we're like stepping into like where we're growing together. So with the the last moments that we have together, I would just like to really we'll start here, but open up the stage about being a disruptor. What is something boldly that you're not saying that you want people to know? Like what would help you more? Like you're just busting to say like I want this thing to happen and this thing could be, but that they've seen thus far in the space that's like doesn't rub you the right way, and it's okay because other people are probably feeling the way we're feeling. There's no right or wrong, but something that would move us, the energy, so we could like move forward together.
As a collective and as a unit, we can speak up and we can make some noise, and we do get a lot of support in the community. And the community meaning the crypto artist community and crypto Twitter. So we do find reinforcement, and it's really nice to know that people do have your back, men and women. So to just have a platform, whether it's social media or your own voice, to be able to speak out. And one of the things that I've found fascinating in crypto art is that people are very supportive of each other, at least my experience. So we're all learning, we're all beginning, and we're just trying to make it happen and figure it out. And being decentralized is not easy, right? So it's a matter of how do we navigate this in a community type of pathway. And so there are going to be, the people with their own ideas and things, but as long as there's support, and fortunately I've seen a lot of that, and I'm very thankful for that. So as long as that continues, and maybe more women's communities and just, even underprivileged communities can band together more and speak up more, it will be heard, because it's beginning.
Promoted it at a gallery that was representing me, and it did nothing. But I did garnish 1,200 followers, which was pretty cool. And these drawings were based through trauma, divorce, and separation of children. So one of the collections, Meta actually the UN's, I can't remember what it's called exactly, there's 17 points about humanity for feeding people, and I wanted to create hydroponics and tokenize these NFTs, and those are key generational for other communities around, and to educate, but get other companies around the world to create a place where people can actually make money, have to live off of this monetary tokenization. And there's just so many different ways through fashion, shoes, handbags, whatever it is. And so it's kind of cool. That's something that's dear to my heart, and I'm just trying to figure out how do I actually do this. So anyway, am I just rambling? Oh no.
It's a closing statement. I mean, whatever you want to share.
Super cool. Yeah, so I mean, realistically, something that really I don't like about the space is that the number one primary use case of blockchain crypto technology today is trading. As Aristotle once said, the whole is greater than the sum of the parts. And and rather shift to a state where these assets represent important. And whenever we finally are able to migrate away from this like trading mentality, like crypto's about making money, crypto's about flipping assets and all this bullshit, that's going to really disrupt the market. That's going to allow us to reach mass adoption. That's going to allow people to come in and actually receive the value for their goods, for their services, for the things that they can offer to the community, and the community will continue to grow and expand, which will just result in more for everyone who's a part of it. So that's my biggest hope for blockchain, is that we kind of finally reach this point where the hype is gone. It's not something to think about. If you walk up to 10 people on the street and you ask them how the cell phone works, 10 of them are going to tell you they don't know. So why do we talk about cryptocurrency like it's this crazy technology that everyone has to know about, and they fucking don't? Like, it doesn't matter. Like, we have the utility, people are aware of that, and we have a tool right now that will allow us to take our power back as a global community of humans, collective consciousness, and for us to really take this technology and use it in the same broken way that we've been doing money for every year past. It just doesn't make sense, right? So let's take this technology, let's come together, let's collaborate. As Milton Gutierrez spoke in my last Versace event, said, let's to compete. Everybody can have a larger slice.
Jess, you always have such good answers. It's hard to follow up. It's like when the comedian comes out in his opener and he's like, dude, you're fired. You're taking all the applause. It's investing in people, man. Like, so when you talk about Web3, people don't know what it means, right? Like, they're thinking technology, how does it work, the crypto wallet, whatever, and it's just like, it's about people. Like, we have a community that we're building projects together, and when people say building, it's about investing in actual people, and like really caring about those people. You need to find things that go want to fight around it with you, that you can connect with, and there's so many cool people and projects that are here in Miami right now that I just want to see them all succeed because of the people behind them, the people I connect to. And Gina and I just had this discussion earlier. It's about the people that we're connected to, leadership. We're showing the world how can we come together and do things together and support each other, and blockchain provides us a little bit of like a framework to do that, and to be able to connect in a way where it's like, instead of Nike spending $90 million on an ad campaign, it can just go to a community and people and directly talk to them, right? Or a fashion designer, whoever you are, because we want to have your fashion, we want to have your things because you're making it for me to make me feel amazing and feel good. It's about investing in people, and that's why like creatives, fashion, artists are amazing. We love them so much because we're creating things for each other and investing in ourselves and other people and flipping. That's why like people and flipping and doing all this stuff and having the ADHD like Twitter thing where like people are in 18 different like because of artists, painters, fashion, photographers, whatever you name it, to flourish and have a platform like they've never had before. You go back in history where you can directly connect to people and have a platform like they've never in your community and just do. Here's a right there in front of you. Other projects and do it too.
A lot of fashion houses see the technology today and get let down because it might match your brand. So what I've started looking at it is based on those limitations, and then take that the same. My thought to leave you with today is to think of challenges differently and to look at them as opportunity.
Well, inclusivity, women speaking up, and disability. And sometimes I get very confused with all the electronic stuff. So I can imagine someone to the computers that we're also being pioneers. Women speaking and having their voice. As females do things that are so it's stop projecting and take responsibility and be socially communicating. Into the energy, tapping into the energy, to that sweet spot of the flow, illusion of what was. Because in the caves, they needed to minds and people, it switches. Fashion isn't just about what we're wearing. Fashion is about esteem. Is completely different than from where it was. Please follow every speaker here, everyone's names right here. I'm sorry, that's my phone. So can you send me that? Can you send me those photos? You did it on my phone.
Oh, then just join us. Okay, cool. We're super chill.
They switched the pictures.
No, just pull up a chair.
Yeah.
Pull up a chair.
Yeah.
Hey, come over here. Just sit there. Just talk about it. I don't know. We're just gonna talk some stuff. Are we rolling? Like I don't know. Fashion. All right. All right. So I'm gonna start with the ladies. Because what excites you about fashion?
I also have background in photography. I don't like DC because
Wait, we're going for the ladies.
A fashion accessory and
About these amazing.
my name is Noni. This was designed. My shirt.
This whole
In a digital and physical, we're not share with you guys more
like the crowd was getting.
For yourself, or started the software, seeking that out. That's designing software. Bored, so I started taking it. Then got bored, and so we've
Fashion and what kind of value do you know people make you? If you
the authentication of the app is quite interesting, but how the ethos of Web3
and he's on the street and like it'll be real or fake. That would blow up because people, that would be incredible.
a friend and you know I'm
things. The other thing is like in space and bring power a Web2 experience for a Web3 issue. For example, have that wearable clock that can be done with price appreciation, authentication, and
have great points. I feel like there's so much.
Opportunity, especially participate in this, manage your inventory. You need to get some sort of, than they would have until now is putting the
The way you described it is almost like as a startup getting Series A, Series B, things like this to do so.
exciting. It's exciting to see that. I know so many of them. I got started works ideas, but really, not having the real opportunity to get out there and make something of their brand.
Like what you were saying is like it's completely on point. And it's about putting there's no acknowledgement, and it's about giving opportunity to those creatives. You don't have to have that. It's any you apply for the grant, and he goes through it, and he's going to choose around from 1 to 3 winners for a $10,000 grant, and he's going to collab with them on a project. The latest drop that's happened was with Jake Inez, who's a photographer, and he's a well-known photographer and skateboarder, and he actually photos of clothing line S1C of the recent drop that we have with this shirt too. It's on foundation. It's like pushing these.
And I was saying that I mentioned to my boxing coach, who's African American, to make sure he looks into it. And I think just offering that opportunity for artists and helping to really supercharge whatever they're trying to do in the space with his name and with his back.
It's kind of different because like a lot of people when they hear that, but this it has nothing to do. Able to ideate, and we have people from all so many different charter members that we have, and all these people. S1C World.
Just to switch gears a little bit, actually, I'm gonna go on this utility when it comes to digital and physical, and your thoughts of system currently built right now.
Okay, 3, and being able to be anti-guns are, and this is a lot of fun in the metaverse. Something that of a physical being. Okay, the utility wouldn't also have the asset for in your metaverse that you can play with that in the metaverse where you're working in. And that also, being able to introduce how the artist, that you're a part of. And
It's really good for fashion. Wavelength, rather. Sometimes it's music.
Yeah, whether or not it's IRL or in the metaverse or.
Because there's actually a use for every piece that I'm doing. I don't even think of it as an NFT. I'm just thinking the idea of adding additional utility is something that I've been looking to mentor. Because I find that the people collecting my pieces, I mean, it's very addictive as a designer these days because you can time to be an artist.
Yeah, no, I mean, our digital identity and how we brand ourselves. And that's not just calls, which I know that Ed earn or something like, the way and how you're interact the digital.
One of the first things that they can have them was like have immediate utility. That I want something that they can immediately with video calls, Google Meet, and $5 per hour, like it's like a lot of hours. I don't go like, wait, are those digital? And that's use them on their video calls. So for me, utility. They're every day in their work. We did it so it's nice. So you're ready. So I've already noticed Twitter profile picture like playing and experimenting with that.
Who has actually used digital fashion items? You've actually tried. Not everyone. She just called out her, went on, tried on digital fashion, digital beauty items. Yeah, go ahead, Ben.
So I use like Decentraland Sandbox. There's a certain quality, like with the voxel quality, and it has an item that has started to begin to get much more to digital fashion that's not for now. A lot of necessarily is comparable in the same way to Web3 because that what the build
is trying to say something.
Is not there yet. Like dangling, you can do with the technology, use what you already know, and
because the quality is really.
When we say, we all know.
And like every time now I start NFT rug pull actually or something.
You can't really break down, but when people use at that moment.
The educational, we're literally digging through the creator. So I did want to ask in this space. So if one of you guys wouldn't mind giving your opinion.
I think if you can find a way to communicate and get people to with your hair and have fun with it. Usually when people are having fun or they're provoked in some kind of way is when you can really make that, blockchain is giving us ownership, right? And as content designers, everything. Why have we not found a platform that prevents us from doing now and everyone is playing their part? If for your topics, you're not going to be seen. So I think your content not be power of what be removed because that's a lot of people's livelihoods. You spend a lot of time.
Yeah.
But who's currently on to go?
Previously, because on different
Babying her.
To be done in this space. I think bottom line across everywhere and being shadow banned. And I want to ask and how we can community.
are the best way to stay in touch with me, and then.
Got it. I just followed.
Token gating the events, auras, in virtual reality, or you can do it from a blue aura that day, right? Or maybe you want to enhance your.
I'm trying to practice.
I just wanted to it's definitely a priority.
Building products, more products like that. Watching a YouTube video, and to
Fashion house, they created the flip. I'm not going to tell people.
And definitely fashion good.
Ubers in 3 minutes.
And to be a part of this, runs to be able to do these things. He ranges from everything. So it's
You on this panel, all of our amazing. We're here to make fashion a revolution into one.
Hey guys, awesome panel.